The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Green Sports Zone. This is the Baileyton Drug Company BNW show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company BNW show, where we cover everything on the court inside Jerome Woolsey Gymnasium with the North Greene Huskies and Lady Huskies basketball teams. We'll recap the Region 1 1A tournaments and talk about what's up ahead next for each team and recap the Husky season. But first, we need to get a word in from our sponsors first. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Home Fresh Marketplace.
First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. The Baileyton Drug Company BNW show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, Baileyton Drug Company, and by First Horizon Bank. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company BNW show, where we cover everything on the court with North Greene Huskies and Lady Huskies basketball teams. As always, joined here with Lady Huskies head coach James Buchanan, Huskies head coach Matt Weems.
We clap when we get back from the break.
Yeah.
My bad.
We're all out of sorts. I messed up
It's been a while.
It has.
You did good that second time. That was flawless.
I messed up the first one. You threw me off singing Hometown Marketplace.
Hometown
and then you started clapping.
Fresh Marketplace.
I can't
Matt's
sing.
just chilling.
I was
He's
hanging
just
out
chilling
with
over
you.
here. Matt's the only one that didn't mess up. See, sometimes that's what you need to do in life.
He just played a commercial for us. AI.
Allen Iverson.
There's a guy at my church that knows Allen Iverson, apparently, because he's got him to write all kinds of songs for him.
He's a good songwriter.
He must be a great songwriter. All you got to do is like throw out some ideas, and they write it for you. This world, I can't keep up.
We had a 6 a.m. practice, and Havoc Fair sent me a picture, so I can't make it, Coach. He photoshopped his car into a ditch. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, bruh. And I was like, I can tell by the license plate that this ain't real. He's like, all right, I'm pulling in right now. But he had photoshopped his car into a ditch.
In the ditch.
Kids are clever.
Nice.
Either they're clever, or this stuff's too easy.
It's probably that, actually.
Both. Yeah.
I'm not sure we've gotten much smarter.
You can have a creative mind and allow AI to create it for you within seconds.
I guess it's a little bit scary.
It is scary.
It's very scary.
It's very scary.
Well, it's tournament time, boys.
It is.
Do we need to jump right into us stuff?
What time you got to go for classic later today?
1:30.
All right. You want to do the usual? You want to get Matt first and then you second half?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Unfortunately, the Husky season came to an end. I hate these interviews
Yeah.
because I said it on every coach show this week. I'll continue to say it. The basketball coaches throughout the county are always my favorite cast of coaches, and I always hate whenever the seasons come to an end. They got to come to an end at some point.
I'm telling the
you
football
always hate-
coaches you said that.
Go ahead. It's on. It's on 7 interviews this week. So if they hadn't seen it on this,
They
one,
probably
they'd
don't
see
watch it
on the
though.
other.
They have to have a heads up.
Maybe
You don't care.
Either way, let's go through it. Win over Cosby on Saturday, 50-43, and then one of the best games that anybody could ever be a part of with UNACA up there at Washburn, a 61-50 loss in overtime. But let's go through that Cosby win first. Going into that game, a lot of people probably didn't expect you to go on the road and get that win in a satellite game to open up the region quarters. But you do. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. That was the case on Saturday night. How good of a win was that in Cosby?
That one felt really good. I thought we had a couple really good days of practice, and I told them, I said, boys, I've watched a lot of film. I can tell you exactly what they're going to do. And we talked about it. We talked about how we're going to guard their actions, their initial actions, and then their secondary actions, what they do afterwards. And I thought that the guys that played, they did a really good job of really locking in that week, and they trusted the scouting report and everything that we did. And there was a couple times where Cosby just threw us the ball. I mean, like, they were guarded, and most of the time they haven't been. They have a really good team. They got some really good pieces, and I thought we did a good job forcing them to take tough shots. And on offense, we were pretty patient. And I was aggravated because against UNACA, the game before, we'd only had 4 paint points, and I made a real concentrated effort. I said, guys, we got to attack, got to get downhill. That way, get them in foul trouble, and then maybe open up some looks from the outside. And I think we shot 23 free throws and made 21 of them. So I was real proud of us for doing that. And we didn't have the best shooting night overall. I think we're like 35 or 38% from the field, which wasn't really good. But we were very aggressive offensively, and it led us to get at the free throw line, and we got knocked down some free throws that was really big. I don't think there's a lot of people that really thought we had much of a chance in that game, because I know a lot of times people look at teams' records and things like that, but the 2 times we had played them before, I think it was 10, 15-point ball games each time, but if you watch the game, you know it was a lot closer than that. And we did a good job of playing all 4 quarters and staying together, and we were ready to play that night. And I was really proud of our effort. Thought Isaac and Tyler did a good job knocking down shots. Thomas did a good job getting in the paint, getting good looks. Jaden played really well, great defensively. He had a tough assignment, him and Thomas both. Jaden got put on a bigger kid and did a heck of a job on him, I felt like. And Havoc rebounded the ball real well. Havoc got really aggressive that second half, which helped us. And Kingston came in and made some shots, but overall it was a great team win. I was really proud of us. Like I said, we had a good week of practice and we're really focused, and they executed pretty flawlessly, I thought.
Not often will we spend a lot more time on a loss than a win, but with the game that you had against UNAC on Tuesday, that's got to be the case, because we have to cover everything that it entailed or detailed. But just, I don't even know where to start in that game. Do we start in overtime? Do we start with Tyler Britton's shot? Do we go through the whole game? One of those games that you'll never forget, even though it resulted in a loss because of just how insanely and incredibly bonkers it was. But what were your thoughts leaving that game on Tuesday night?
I was pretty hurt. I wasn't gonna lie to you. I knew that I was going to be emotional because I've been with these kids for a long time. And they didn't have to respond as well to me being their head coach as they did, I feel like. And to see it kind of end really hurt. But I couldn't have been more proud of the way they battled that team. That team was really good. That team's bigger than us. They're on it. They, up until last night, I think they'd won several games in a row. And to go out like that, I know it wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but I think we gave everything that we had in the tank, and I was really proud of them. Like I said, the last couple of weeks of the season, I felt like we really bought in as a team. 1 through 14. Our practices were a lot better, our focus was a lot better, and we were together. I think a team that's together there at the end of the season is a really tough team to get put out. So we had a good week of practice, really focused. We had them very well scouted, and I didn't know what type of defense we were going to run up until about 12 o'clock the day of the game. So I was scrambling on things what I thought might work, and I was between 2 or 3 different things, and I'd text some people and talk to them, and even put my first 5 in a group chat and talk to them and said, well, what do you think? I trust you, you trust me, let's talk about it. So we decided to run a jump defense towards them, and we did a really good job, I felt like. I think Harden had 21, but he was 6 for 16 from the field. We did put him on the foul line.
He only had 8 at half.
He only had 8 at half. We made him work, and that's what I wanted to do, and I didn't want their other ones to kill us. I thought Isaac and Jaden played a great defensive game. I mean, Walsh and the guard, Wallen, combined for 9 points. So they gave everything they had in the tank. Like I said, our walkthrough was about 20 to 30 minutes before the game, before we left to go to Washburn. And we were really focused for that 20 or 30 minutes. We talked defensively. We talked about their sets and things like that. But that jump defense kind of made them, they didn't have a lot of counters to it. So really we just got out there and played, I felt like. Or they got out and played, and we were able to force them to take some shots and get some looks that they probably weren't prepared for necessarily. I talked to their coach for a long time after the ball game. He told me he thought we were going to run 1-3-1. But, I was really proud of our guys for just overall fighting that ball game, because like Coach told me, he said, my boys didn't have a lot of quit in them. And they battled to the very end there, and I was really proud. Like I said, it hurt. It hurt bad because, like I said, I'm emotionally attached to these kids. I've known them since they were 10. Like Isaac, Gaby, and Thomas were in my first class ever at Allway. And to see their career end hurt. And I knew it would. Now, there was some that were getting emotional I didn't expect. I didn't expect to see Havoc Fair get emotional, and that hurt me pretty bad because Havoc did truly bought in this year, and he had a great senior year. I was really proud of him. But just, coming up a little short right there stung. But, that was a game of runs back and forth, and we knew Unaka would go on a run at some point in time. And we found ourselves down 10 or 11 points, I think. And we clawed back and took a lead. Then they made a run also. But credit to my team, their testament, their fortitude. We didn't shy away when they made a run. We made another one of our own. And, got the situation. About a minute and 20 seconds left. I decided to try to pull back and maybe hope for one shot, and we ended up turning it over. And hindsight 2020, I probably should have just ran another play and went with it from there. But we gave ourselves a situation where we called timeout with 15, 20 seconds left to go in the game, and I thought that Unaka was going to try to foul us because they were up 3, and some of my guys told me that's what they'd heard them talking about coming back to our huddle. So to have guys with basketball IQ like that is such a blessing, because they knew what Unaka wanted to do. And I had a call in my head, and I was going to run the same play we ran against South Doyle for that game winner for Jaden. But then hearing that they were going to foul, I was like, well, we'll never get to that look before they foul us, so let's do something a little unconventional that we haven't done a whole lot. We ran one of our plays where we throw it to the opposite side, which kind of confused their defense a little bit.
Confused me.
Well, they weren't expecting that, and a lot of people weren't. Because of that, we were able to get Tyler a pretty good look after a pump fake. He wanted the ball in the huddle. He said, I'm going to make it. So I was like, well, here we go then. And, he knocked that shot down. That was long. That was probably 25, 30 feet. Forced overtime, and I felt like we had a lot of momentum going into that overtime. And I was like, I think if we can not foul, because we were foul trouble, everybody was. We can not foul, we got a good chance right here. But, it just wasn't in the cards for us there. Havoc fouled out pretty quickly, then Thomas, then Tyler. So that kind of hurt a little bit. But, I was so proud of the way they battled and they fought. And, it hurt me that was the last time I got to coach them. But I was so proud of the way that they battled, that team. And, I told all of them individually how much I loved them and appreciated them letting me be their coach and all that. And then, Tyler had that shot kind of, I think, is a testament to the hours that he had spent in the gym over his lifetime. He deserved that, to have that moment, I feel like, because he's in the gym more than most kids ever think about being. Him and his brother shooting at all hours of the day. It was really just kind of a special moment for him, and I really wish we could have got that win as a team, because Isaac battled, Thomas battled defensively, Havoc battled, Kingston, Kelson, Nathan, all of them contributed. We really wanted that, and to see us hurt like that afterwards really hurt me, and I'm still not over it. I probably won't be for a long time. I might not be, but I don't think a lot of people probably thought we had much of a chance in that game either. But the guys in the locker room truly believed that we did, and we came up a little bit short, but we gave that team all that they wanted, and I was really proud of our effort there. So,
were Tyler's last 2 threes his last 2 shots?
Yep, made both of them.
What is it about the Britton name? Is it a gene? Is there a clutch gene there?
Must be.
We've seen it multiple times with both brothers.
That's
when the ball was released, did you have that intuitive feeling that told you it was going in?
I knew it.
Something told me also when I saw it in the air. I said, "That's in."
It's just usually the kids that work the hardest get rewarded with moments like that. I feel like and I'm not saying my other boys weren't in the gym a lot, but I know that he spent hours of his life shooting jump shots. His favorite player, Steph Curry. I'm sure when he was little, he'd go out there and mimic him, probably shooting further out than he probably needed to be when he was little. But
it paid off.
It did pay off. It's good to see I texted him after the game, so that reminded me of Marcus Page a lot. You were probably too little to remember that, but that reminded me of Marcus Page's shot in the national championship game. And he's like, "Yeah, I know what shot you're talking about," but just to for him to shoot that and make that, I thought, man, he's going to will us to a win right here. Isaac did a good job getting downhill most of the game. I thought, well, we're going to have a lot of success in our pick and roll right here if we can get Harden out of the paint and be able to attack and drive and kick or get a layup. So just I wanted it bad. They wanted it bad. It stung. It's going to sting for a long time, but it just wasn't in the cards for us.
I know we talk about the Britton brothers a lot, but it's very symbolic that both of them end their careers on makes. I know, don't mean to mention sour subject, but yeah, there at Murfreesboro when the buzzer goes off, it goes in.
Second.
Yeah, and then Tyler's last two go in, and Jason, of course, being the all-time leading scorer in multiple categories, not just North Greene boys and all that, but it was very symbolic that both of their final shots in North Greene uniforms both went in, and they were both from the three-point line.
It was. I mean, I wish it had a different outcome, and I wish we were. I was tore up. I didn't even keep up with the game last night. I went to bed at 7 o'clock. I wanted to
last night.
Yeah, I wish I'd been playing, and I was kind of pouting about it. So I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. I went to bed before that game even tipped off. So I woke up this morning and saw Hampton and won. It looked like it was a pretty good ball game too, from what I heard. But it's just. I wish we were still playing, and I've started some cleanup process, and I've gotten sad over and over again. My wife's tired of hearing me talk about it. She's like, well, they're not dead. And I'm like, well, but you understand what I'm saying. She's like, yeah, I get it. But I really enjoyed this group, and like I said, they didn't have to embrace me the way that they did when I got over here. But, I can't say enough about them, and I think they're good kids too. That means a lot also. So, I think they're going to do well in their future endeavors, and just... It's sad to see that chapter of their life close. So it's sad.
We've got some time left with you before you got to go to class. At the end of the season, I like to go through some of your favorites. There's 3 subjects I go through: favorite moments, favorite memories first, then favorite moments, then favorite games.
Oh boy. Put me on the spot.
You can have the same answers in all 3 or multiple categories. That's just the way it is.
Okay.
I've already had one coach name the same game in all 3 categories. So you can use the same answers for multiple, but take me through some of your favorite memories with the team this year. It can be here in practice, in walkthroughs, on the bus, team meals, summer camps. Just what are some of your favorite memories that you've had with the team through the course of the year?
Lord, that's a lot.
It's a tough question.
That's a tough question.
Sure you want it.
I really enjoyed our Thanksgiving tournament. Obviously, we won. We would go up, and we hadn't played real well leading into that. I didn't feel like, and we went down there and won that. That was a pretty special moment, celebrating after that win. I thought the game down at Washburn, Matthew Boyd in the JV game, he got a dunk and then hustled back and got in one. Then he goes to the sideline and throws up everywhere. I'd never seen that before. I thought that was hilarious. He thought it was pretty funny too. Some other moments. I mean, just being around these guys, and they're like never. They're before games. They're super like a loose group. Like they're not nervous or nothing like that. I'm the exact opposite. I get wound up and start sweating and just can't hardly talk to me. But they're always loose and goofing around, things like that. Like I'm gonna miss that a lot about this group, just because there's times to be serious and times not to be, and a lot of times they are unserious at all times. But I just enjoyed being around them. Like I said, Jaden hitting that shot against South Doyle was a big one. I'll remember that. Tyler's last shot against Unaka there to go overtime. I'll remember that. Just there's so many like silly memories that I probably can't say on camera. But I really enjoyed just really the overall season. I was so proud of the group. They came together. I don't think we were real close to the start of the year, and as the year went on, we kind of just merged together. And I was really proud of our cohesiveness towards the end of the season. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the way I don't know, proud's probably the best word I can use to describe this group. Just seeing them grow up and mature and become good men and just good basketball players. I'm going to miss it. And our practices got real competitive there at the end of the year. I enjoyed practice. I told them after the game, I was like, guys, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. This is the job I always wanted, and I got to be of the group that made my job fun. It didn't feel like I was working. I got to come to work every day and then hang out with them for 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon and come home with my wife. And I was like, I enjoyed every second of it. There's times where we get frustrated and you get ill with one another, but that's what a family is. So I was really proud of just just the whole season in general.
Moments. What are some of your favorite moments? I know you mentioned Jaden against South Doyle earlier. I know that one comes to mind. Tyler against Unaka comes to mind. What are some of your favorite moments throughout the season?
I thought in the Christmas tournament where Thomas hit 3 or 4 threes, none of them were probably really good shots.
Is that the semifinals?
Against South Greene.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a heck of a moment. I enjoyed being in the locker room after that ball game. I enjoyed the locker room after the Cosby game. That's a memory I'm probably going to remember the rest of my life. I was so proud of the way we executed the game plan. That felt really good. Locker room after Unaka, the last game, I'll never forget that because it was just an emotional, tense moment. But it was really, really good. It felt like I knew that my group truly bought in and truly cared. And, I think I had 14 guys that would go to war for me if I asked them to go to war. So I guess the togetherness of my group, just overall throughout the season, there's so many moments I could name individually, but I really enjoyed going to work every single day. I felt like there was a new moment every day, to be honest with you. Just a great group of guys, and I'm going to miss them older guys a lot.
This is my favorite of the trio of questions because I know more about the games than I do the moments and the memories. What are your favorite games that you've been a part of? They can be wins and losses.
We had a lot of those.
Because a lot of times even in losses like the Unaka game, it's not a fun outcome, but the moments within the game are fun.
I enjoyed the Unaka game. I enjoyed the Cosby game. I enjoyed our in-county games. I thought most of them were competitive for the most part. Like I said, I'm not a guy that really cares about my win-loss record. I guess I probably should, but as long as we're playing basketball at the end of the season well and we're showing signs of improvement, I think that I've done my job. I feel like I enjoyed the Cherokee game at Cherokee the first time we played them. We were down 17, 18 points, came back and cut it to 4 and got the ball twice. That was a heck of a ball game, just didn't go our way. Union County game, I think we hit 14 or 15 threes in the Claiborne County tournament. Kingston came in, hit 3. Tyler hit 4 or 5. Jaden up at UH on Valentine's Day, he hit 3 or 4 threes, and then Jaden hit 7 against UH at Happy Valley that night. That was awesome. That was the most I've ever had a kid hit in a ball game in high school or middle school. I thought that was a really cool moment for him. Really the only games I didn't find too awful enjoyable was Hampton up at Hampton, and and I don't think we played good against West Greene either time we played them. But there's a lot that I enjoyed the first Chucky Dope game.
I was about to mention that one. Yeah, that was a
comeback. Got my first technical.
Yeah. Got my first technical. Yeah, that's something you'll never. That's a memory right there. That's
I only
a good
got
memory.
one all year, and I did get up and yell at the guy. I guess I deserved it, but
you want to name drop? No, I'm just kidding.
I ain't gonna do that to him. I deserved it. He should have teed me, but I enjoyed that. I think the atmosphere that you get from those in-county games and those conference games, it's just you can't replicate that, and that's why I love doing this job. I love basketball, and I think there's lessons that basketball gives you that you can't get in the classroom, and they're applicable to life also. But I thought every game was a learning experience, and like I said, our record really wasn't what I wanted it to be, and those guys didn't buy into their record. Like, they didn't care what their record was. That they bought in. We had a chance to get a sub-state game. They knew that. So I was really proud of them for that. Like I said, at the end of the day, we got better as a team, and I'm really proud of that.
I lied. I have one more question.
Let's hear it.
And this one will be the toughest one.
Okay.
We always do a senior night edition. Well, with the snow this year and everything, we didn't really get to do one. We didn't get to come in here before senior night, and I usually talk about the seniors before their senior night and talk about everything that they've meant to the program. Unfortunately, we have to do that now after the last game when their careers are over now. So it's your first year and only year with them, but like you said, you've known them for much longer. So out of the seniors that you had on your squad this year, talk about all of them and what they've meant to North Greene.
Well, I'll start with old Thomas. I think Thomas is probably one of the best football players that's ever been over in the school.
Mm-hmm. You could say maybe.
Just a great athlete, and I love Thomas to death. Thomas wore number 7 and that's what number I wore in high school. When Thomas left 8th grade, he got me a card because he knew I like to collect sports cards. He got me a graded Kobe Bryant and had 2 other rookies on it. He gave me that as his like departing gift. So Thomas has meant a lot to me, just as a kid and as a player. I love him to death. I mean, he's just a great kid, and he turned out to have a really good senior year in basketball. And I think the first couple of weeks of the season, he wasn't in basketball shape because he was out there battling on the football field. And I'd been in the football locker room with him for 3 or 4 years also, and I coached him in middle school. Just a tremendous athlete, a tremendous kid. You won't find too many better than him. He was kind of our vocal leader. I was lucky. I had 4 of them that would speak up really in practice or in games. When moments kind of got tense, I didn't have to worry about none of them being quiet or shying away. They'd speak up, and I appreciate the heck out of that. So I'm going to miss him a lot. Jaden's probably one of the best defensive guards in our conference, probably around here, because he would guard anybody. It don't matter if they're 7 foot tall. He'd pick you up 94 feet. He handled the ball well, didn't turn it over much, and knocked out. I think he was shooting 85% from the free throw line this season and shot the ball really well from the 3-point line. I think he made 55 this year. I counted him up the other day. Just a testament to how hard he had worked on his shot and how much he'd been in the gym this off season. I said he's a great kid also. He battles. Okay, he might be short in stature, but he's got a big heart and he cares a lot. I was really proud of the year he had. I enjoyed Frankie coming around. Frankie was new. He'd moved out here from South Greene. Frankie was like a vibes guy. Frankie, the dude's never serious about nothing. My dad loves Frankie Enriquez. Frankie will make you laugh. You ever talk to him?
I think you had to tell him to quiet down or something.
Dude,
during
on
the
the
University
bench.
High game against
bench,
at Happy
dude.
Valley.
On the bench, Frankie's going absolutely berserk. Like he took that role so seriously. Like he was there to lift everyone's morale. Having him in the locker room and around this year, there was never a serious moment with Frankie Enriquez around. Just laughing and cutting up all the time. He was a joy to be around. I really enjoyed him coming to our school. Let's see, Hano taught me a little bit about Germany. He taught me a little bit how to pronounce things. I see him every morning. He's the first kid I see when I get here to school because he comes in here early. Enjoyed being around him. He improved so much. I mean, he'd never really played basketball before. When he got here in July, he looked like a baby deer trying to hold a basketball. My gosh, he got to where he could jump. He can dunk with one hand, 2 hands. He can touch his back with it and dunk. Hano's extremely athletic. So it was a blessing to be around him this year. I'd never really had a foreign exchange student before, but Hano was a great guy. He went on vacation middle of the season, went to Hawaii for two weeks, and I was asking him about it because I'd been over there too, and he's like, I loved it and all things like that. So really enjoyed Hano getting to experience a little bit of American culture around us. And he was always just a good dude to be around. He'd always talk to you and things like that. Super polite guy. So we talked about Tyler, gym rat, and Tyler had been here from day one, and me and him have a close relationship. He texts me all the time about things. He had a great senior year. I feel like I think he averaged about 15 points a game. Probably led us in steals. I think he made 95 or 97 threes on the season. Shot the ball extremely well this year, I feel like. Did a good job getting the free throw line later part of the year. Just Tyler's a joy to be around too. Like I said, he'll talk to you about basketball. He'll talk to you about football, baseball, whatever, golf. I really enjoyed being around him and getting to coach him because it's nice to have one. If you need to go get a bucket, you can put the ball in his hands and he'll go do that. So he helped me out probably more than I helped him out this year, I feel like. So I really enjoyed being around Tyler. I think he's a great dude, and I think he's going to be real successful in whatever he does in life. Enjoyed them. Dude, he's hilarious. If you ever get to talking to Tyler, he's going to crack you up. And then the last one, probably, Isaac Gaby. And like I said, Isaac, Isaac was the first class I ever had. I'm not joking. At 8:05 a.m. in 2017, my first day ever as a teacher, I have Isaac Gaby in class, and I don't know how the kid never passed out because he talked for 45 straight minutes just about off the wall stuff. And to see him grow up and mature and become a heck of an athlete, I absolutely love that kid. He was my quarterback in middle school, playing football, and he was a dang good one at that too. He threw the ball really well. I was just really blessed to get to be around him for a long period of time. And like I said, he'll text you when something's going on with your family or whatever and wants to check up on you. He's just a good kid. He's been raised good. Just an absolute joy to be around. I guess I'm going to get to play golf with him and Tyler a little bit this summer, I hope. So we'll stay in contact with him. But I've just been really blessed to be with a good group of guys that they're all the time cutting up and everything like that. And not to forget old Havoc too. Havoc was also like the rest of them. He jokes around. Havoc's kind of quieter in his demeanor though. He don't talk a whole lot, but once you get to knowing him a little bit, he'll speak with you and everything like that. And like I said, he'll text me at random. He'll double check whatever I say. And like I said, he did good. I think he only missed one practice this whole year. He really kind of bought into being a basketball player and was very coachable and would listen to things that were said to him. I enjoyed being around Havoc and watching him develop and get stronger and become a better basketball player was really, really fun. And all the dudes love old Havoc. Havoc's hilarious once you get to know him. So I had a great group of guys to start out with. And very thankful for that.
That's all I've got, unless you got anything else to add.
That's all I got, man. Enjoyed the group. Sad it's over.
I am too. I guess we'll go to break. We'll talk about the girls' Region 1-1A tournament, your trip up to Oneida for sub-state, potentially going back to the state tournament. Hey, we'll go ahead and cut the break before we talk about that a little bit. So we'll see you right after this break here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
Baileyton Drug Company services the surrounding communities of Baileyton with excellent patient care using a full-line pharmacy, over-the-counter selections, and a convenient drive-thru. When you visit us, you are treated as a neighbor, not a number. It's not just our slogan, but our culture. We're investing in our patients, local schools, and community. For over 5 years now, we have established ourselves as an independently family-run pharmacy that isn't driven by corporate goals. We are driven by what is best for your overall health and wellness. We're conveniently located so you don't have to make the drive. Prescription drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. We also offer natural remedies, essential oils, at-home medical needs such as walkers, rollators, bath accessories, as well as wound care products. And coming soon, basic urgent care services. What makes us better than other drugstores out there? When you frequent Baileyton Drug, you will receive professional, courteous, and friendly service that goes above and beyond any other pharmacy in the area. Remember, you're a neighbor, not a number.
For over 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommy's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect: games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected: low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Whoa! Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company BNW Show, where we cover everything on the court with North Greene Huskies and Lady Huskies basketball team. Just joined here with Lady Huskies head coach James Buchanan here in the second half. Let's talk about the Region 1-1A tournament. We sat down last week in the break between the district tournament and the region tournament on purpose so we could go ahead and break them up in between. You knew that you were hosting Hancock County. Ended up being your last home game. Didn't know that at the time, but let's start with that one. You get into the gym one last time. It's always rewarding to get another home game here because you never know which one's going to be your last. But how good was it to take the floor against Hancock County and get that win?
You know what? What you just said, it stinks, Tyler.
What stinks?
That we don't have another home game. But
yeah.
You know what's cool about it? We've gone 2 straight years and not lost a game in here. That's pretty cool.
And I don't know for sure, but that year before, you might have only lost 1 home game.
No, that team, if you'll remember, wait a minute, I'm getting confused now. That was 24.
The year before that was the nasty 9.
The year before that, we went 20-18. We just barely finished over 500. Played a lot of games that year. So 24, who knows?
I'll look it up right now. But go ahead and continue where you're
I thought, we had 4 kids in double figures and then another one with 9 against Hancock. So, you had Ella and Traylon and Eva and Addie that had real good games. But the one that I wanted to point out the most was Katie. I thought that was real big because she had a frustrating district tournament. She'd probably be the first one to tell you. She was out there, I think, talking to herself at one point during one of the games. I can't do this, I can't do that. And I know where that was coming from. The reason it was so frustrating is because she was playing so well. And then now she did real good coming off that injury. This time we eased her back, and she put together multiple practices and a couple games where she felt good with no pain the next day. So we thought, okay, she's back. And then when she started getting up there playing what I call starter minutes, you're up there above 25 minutes a game, she was just really displeased with the fact that she wasn't playing then how she had played before. So this Hancock County game was kind of like a get-right game for her, and I played her the whole second half. We were down a reserve there with Heidi, and she's still waiting on an MRI to figure out exactly what's going on with her knee. But now I got 10 players. So you got the 5 that started, and we pulled them at halftime. And then you've got Katie coming off the bench now, where she was a starter most of the year up until she got hurt. Well, now she gets to play that whole second half, and I think she got, kind of back to normal. And I told her at one point, I said, if you're still feeling okay, we're going to keep you out there because we're going to make up for lost time where she had missed so much time. So, and I think that played a huge part in what happened in the regional championship game with her leading us in scoring with 17. Just we feel like we're in a good place with her again. So we feel like we're hitting on all cylinders. We go into the Cosby game, and their best player had scored 20 against us both times during the regular season. We held her to 15, and at first that don't sound real good. The bad part is she shot 16 free throws.
I was about to say, it looks like she only makes 3 field goals.
That's correct. She made 3 field goals, so I felt like for the most part, defensively, except for maybe being a little too physical at times and putting her on the line, I thought we did much better against her this time. And I say this a lot, and it probably, I don't know if it makes much sense to people or not, but there are just certain ways you do things. It's hard to just say, okay, tonight we're going to play a 2-3 zone. And everybody's like, okay. That you can't do that. There are certain things people will do against your 2-3 zone, things that you want your kids to maybe try to limit, or you just want them to pay attention to things. And all these teams are different. Some are trying to hurt you along the baseline. Some maybe have a spectacular shooter. Some are trying to ball screen you. Some are trying to flash people into the heart of the zone. In Cosby's situation, their best player, they move her everywhere. She plays everywhere in their zone offense. So as far as identifying where she's at and knowing whose assignment that is, I don't think it's easy at all, and these kids do great. And even when we go man, there's certain ways that we want to guard certain actions. With ball screens, Depends on who's setting it. Sometimes we switch. Sometimes we play drop coverage and we'll go under. Sometimes we'll go over. Occasionally we'll trap. So just knowing when we want to do those things and being able to mix them up. And I hate to get into too much detail. People may not even care about that part of it. But that's what I'm talking about when I brag on how intelligent this group is. And I think they're way past their age. I mean, I've got 2 seniors. One has only been in the program this year. The other one has been around forever, and she's always like the first one getting all the questions right. Anytime you're in practice and you ask, now, what do we do here, or why are they doing this? I mean, Ella's popping them off. I mean, you can tell she probably knows what I'm thinking during the games more than anybody. But the younger ones, some of them playing their first big-time varsity minutes this year, and they're able to do these things. I mean, to me, it's nothing short of amazing how good this group has been to coach. So just really happy with the outcome there in the Cosby game. That's always the real nerve-wracking game. I think
you were fired up in the fourth quarter. I think I could see that it really.
That one means a lot.
Yeah, that one does, because there's another coach that I speak to within the county that calls the region semis the hardest game of the season.
I would agree with that.
I mean, you could say sub-state, then you could say the opening round of the state tournament, but you can't get there if you don't win the region semis. You got to start with square one.
And I tell you what's hard about those games is when you're the favored team. But when
you got a target on your back,
and when the team you're playing against, if there's like no gap at all or just a very small gap between the two teams, you have all the pressure on you. And I felt like that was us this year. Even though we split during the season, if you look at Cosby's record and look at our record,
they're a good team.
They're a good team, and their record don't really demonstrate how much improvement they had from the beginning of the year to the end. Unless you start breaking their schedule down. You can see it in the scores of the games.
And it was very nearly a sweep during the regular season because they about had to come back in here.
They did. They came back and about got us. So I knew it was going to be a game that you could definitely lose, but it's one that you want to win because you know what it means. You get to play 2 more games, and you're in the sectional round. And then, when you make it that far, most people would consider that a good year, So that's what you're losing, and that's what you're missing out on by getting eliminated in that game. So it was big to win, and I felt like we started off really well. We was up 18-5 at the end of the first quarter, and then they had a great second quarter and cut into it a little bit. But our third quarter response, when we came out and outscored them 18-9, and we pretty much put it away. I don't think they threatened much there in the fourth. Just very happy at how we played on both ends. Trey had a big night, had 24. And then we also had Ella with 13 and Josie with 11. And Josie's really come to life here in recent weeks. We're getting a lot more offense out of her. You want me to tell you what's weird?
Go for it.
You ever seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I have.
Remember them dudes' names? Lloyd and Harry?
Yeah. Lloyd was Jim Carrey.
I don't know which one was which.
I think Lloyd was Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
So when Cadence and Mercy were here, and the strange thing about that is, Cadence is spending the night at our house last night. So those two are still like the original Lloyd and Harry. And I would call them Lloyd and Harry for a long time. They had no idea I was calling them Dumb and Dumber.
Okay.
They had no idea that's what I meant by it, But now we've got a new group of Lloyd and Harry. And it's Katie and Josie. And you're going to think this is weird. I never even talked about it. Somebody mentioned it to me one day, and I thought, I'll be dang, you're right. Those two are stuck at the hip. They're just real
inseparable.
Close. Yeah, they're good friends. And when Katie was out and not playing, Josie did fine defensively, but it's like she was in some kind of slump where she's missing layups, wasn't attacking ever, was very reluctant to shoot. And now that Katie's back, Josie's playing better. Do with that what you want. But anyway, it was good to see her running the floor hard and just a tremendous athlete. And I'll tell you something right now, and I'm challenging people with this. She's a phenomenal softball player too, and I think they're going to have a really big year this year in softball. But we have started a track and field team.
So is that breaking news?
Yeah, I guess we can release that now. We've got a roster on the TSSAA portal. We've got a schedule. I mean, I don't think we're going to go crazy and do something like 3 or 4 days a week. We're still learning. Coach Tilson's coaching it for us, who has an excellent background in strength and conditioning and training. And now he's on this track and field stuff, so he's gathering information. He's learning a lot. But anyway, Josie plays softball, so it'd be hard for her to do both. But if there's ever like a track meet on a day that they don't have a softball game, we're thinking about just taking her so that we can watch her run around all these other kids. It's amazing how fast she's fast. And she's got good size and length too, so she's taking long strides. So when you add speed to the fact that she's a longer kid, I would say she would hold her own with anybody at any school. Challenge. Find you a fast kid. We'll let them race one day or something. I don't know. She's kind of
You pick the distance.
I don't think she'd want to do that, but she's just a real humble kid too. But it's been good to see her play well. And then I think we've gotten a big boost here in recent games from Natalie. You know, her toughness. I don't think she's probably scoring as much as she has maybe in the past. And part of that is when you first get to a new place, you're trying to fit in and find your role. And I'll tell you where she has fit in, defensively. In that Cosby game, it was evident because she takes on challenges. You know, she wants to guard the other team's best player. She don't back down. Just got a great level of toughness about her. So, and then it was good to see her put the ball in the hole too. She had a big game in the championship there with 9. She opened us up with a 3 that I think loosened things up a little bit because they usually like to drop 2 or 3 people in there on top of trailing. So Trey finished with 13, and Katie, of course, had the 17, and Eva had 10. Eva's had, she had the one game where she hits, was it 6 threes in here against Unaka, and we knocked them off earlier in the year.
I was thinking of another game.
Then there's another game.
Was that the game? Cherokee?
Yeah, she hits 8.
8.
And then we've had other games where she's hit 5. So I looked the other day on our stats, and she is like 39 point something percent. She's almost shooting 40% from the 3-point line, which would be the highest percentage that I've ever coached from a kid that had enough attempts to qualify. I mean, if you've had a kid take 10 all year and they've made 4, I don't even count that when you've played 30-some games.
How many attempts do you qualify?
Probably like it'd have to be at least 2 attempts a game, so you're going to have to get up there somewhere around 50, before I would even consider thinking that would be a record for a percentage. And, she's just shooting it great from beyond the arc all year, and her ability to take care of the ball has really improved. She was making some early, really freshman mistakes as a sophomore because of the lack of experience. She was doing that early in the year, and now she is just solid. And I'm not saying she's perfect. We all have a turnover every now and then. Even coaches will make a bad call or poor decision. But here's what makes me proud. The other night, Cosby gets into this defense where if you do get it in, and then you start to come up the court with it, they'll just leave some kid and just go trap the ball. Well, we tried to spread our people out. And I told her, I said, now I can't tell you exactly where this is going to go. You just have to read, not the kid that's coming to trap you, but the kid that's rotating. Where is she rotating to? And they may give us a middle pass. They may let us reverse it. They may give us what we call a bomb. And there was a few times that they gave us the bomb and she found it. And we're down there shooting layups, which really discourages the other team from doing silly stuff like that to you when you're making them pay for it. So stuff like that don't show up in a stat sheet a lot of times, but I'm just overall proud of all of them. And that championship game, I made some comments afterward that I'm not going to walk back. I don't know that I would have been any more proud of them if we had won the game. Just the fact that we withstood such an onslaught, especially in the second quarter where it seemed like every 3-pointer they shot went in. Some of that, it was our coverage was busted a little bit where we were not guarding things correctly. One situation we got into was where we had a double ball screen. They screened the top of our zone, made the second girl come over and help. Dang if they didn't come ball screen the second kid. So now we've got one of our bottoms, and she's on an island. Do I stay with this corner shooter or do I come take ball? So she come took ball, gave up an extra pass to the corner, and our middle was slow rotating out. But that's an action we hadn't seen that we're trying to adjust to on the fly. And when you got a team as dangerous as them to where they're doing all these different actions, well, how we going to guard this? How we going to guard that? Okay, and then they throw something new. All right, here, let's make an adjustment. But there are a lot of teams you play that will do all this wonderful stuff, but they don't have shot makers. So you can get by with messing something up. With UNACA, you don't get by with messing up because they got kids out there putting it in the basket. So that's a credit to them. I know they've got a lot of kids there that's worked hard. They had 30 and 17 were their top two scorers. And then after that, we did a good job, but those two girls were just a handful. But in the second quarter, they hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threes in the second quarter and scored 25 points. I mean, they're on a 100 pace when you give up 25 in a quarter. And then we back that up. Bless you.
Excuse me.
We come out in the third quarter and hold them to 7, hold them to 9 in the fourth, and then 8 in overtime. So we just buckled down, and I told them at halftime, I said, I know this is not easy, but it's what winning requires tonight. This is what we're going to have to do if we want to win. This is what winning takes. So they buckled down, and we outscored them in the third by 4. We outscored them in the fourth by 3. And, I don't know if you saw it or not, we got a stop with around 10 seconds to go in regulation and got behind them. Have you seen this? We get a defensive rebound, throw an outlet pass, and throw one ahead of them. We got a layup to win the region championship, and we just mishandled the ball. It goes out of bounds. No, it actually rolled to another player who took it was kind of an off-balance shot from a weird angle. But, I've seen crazier things happen. If it goes in, we win. But if we catch the outlet pass clean and lay it up, it's over. We win. Just a little mishandle. The pass was a little low. It was a tough catch. And I'm sure, and it was Josie that was on the run out. She got behind all of them. And I'm sure it's one of those things where I'm not exactly sure how much time I've got. So she probably sped herself up. Mm-hmm. And I kept thinking back after it was over with, I should have been hollering at her, you got time, you got plenty of time. If she'd have shot it and made it, there'd have probably been maybe 2 seconds left. So it wasn't one of them things where she needed to be rushing. But that we had that opportunity. After giving up that type of a second quarter, you're telling me we had the ball last and had a breakaway layup to win it? That's our kids. That's my team. And I'm just super proud. And they were hurt, kind of like Coach was talking about with his boys after the game was over with. Not many dry eyes in the locker room. And that just tells me they wanted to win real bad. So my comment to that is, well, some people, when they feel this emotion, they can't do anything about it. There's no more games left to play. But I told them, I said, we got a tough opponent coming up, but do something about it so you don't feel like it's again on Saturday. So, that's the message going forward. And got a big one there on the road Saturday. So that's it. That closes out the region.
What night was that? Monday night?
That was Wednesday.
Wednesday night. Yeah, I get to this point of the year and I don't remember what days, what games happen on what days, but Wednesday night was a night that was insane. I think through all classifications, you had upsets and near upsets.
Oh, really?
Number 1 team in the state, Gatlinburg-Pittman, almost loses to the
Pigeon Forge,
which was, I believe, the 3 or 4 seed in that district tournament. So, and then you have UNACA who wins, and then you have Oneida who beats Coalfield, which I think a lot of people expected Coalfield to win, which now leads you to Saturday. You get Oneida, sub-state, chance to go to the state tournament again.
You got Coalfield coming off a Final Four appearance last year, and they've got most of their same roster back. I think they're minus one kid. Maybe they graduated one and one left. So, I mean, they still got a good team. And the first time they played, Coalfield wins by 16. So I think at that point in the season, which you're probably in mid-January, people are probably saying, yeah, Coalfield's better than Oneida. Well, the next time they play, Oneida wins. The third time they play in the district title game, it's a 6-point win for Coalfield. And then Oneida flips that, and it's a 6-point win in the region for them. So really, I think it sounds to me like they're very even. They've both won probably around 25 games or so. Played difficult schedules, battle-tested. They played each other. So I think us and UNACA both have our work cut out for us. We wished that it could be at home, but we're still 32 minutes away from our ultimate goal, and that's making it down to Murfreesboro to have a chance to play for a championship. So we've been able to see we're about 3 games in, and what I enjoy, I don't know what the word is. What gives me
excitement?
No.
Anticipation?
I've got like 12 games I could watch that people have sent me, and I've broke down about 3 of them. And I guess it makes me feel, what's the word? I need an adjective right here. Here's what I'm trying to describe. When you see mostly the same things, and then your notes, like your notes the first game, you got a lot of notes. The second game, you're writing a few extra things, but then you're referring back to the notes you've already took. By the time you watch the third film and there's nothing new to write down,
you know what's coming.
You feel like you know them. Peace of mind.
They're very consistent in what they do, so it's...
And see, now, it doesn't mean they don't do a lot of things.
Yeah.
We have a lot to be prepared for, and they may throw something different at us.
Calvin, come to the office.
Calvin has gotten called to the office. That's never good. We probably had a kid projectile vomit in a classroom. He had to take care of something like that just, a couple weeks ago.
Sorry,
he goes
Calvin.
Downstairs, and one of the teachers downstairs has the entire class out in the hallway lined up against the wall because none of them could stand to be in the room. Calvin gets called in.
Poor Calvin.
Yep.
Shout out to Calvin. Huh?
He's driving us tomorrow.
Is he?
Yeah, this guy.
How long does it take you all to get up there?
It says 2 hours and 15 minutes.
2:15.
So we're going to try to break it up, have a meal on part of the way down there.
Better do it before you get in Scott County.
Yeah,
there's not much up there.
We're not waiting until we get there to eat or we'll throw up.
A little quiet time. Also right.
I think we might eat before we get to Knoxville.
I went up there for...
I actually know where we're eating. You want to go? You can't go. You got to cover another game.
Where are you going to eat, though?
I think we're going to the Chop House, Tyler.
Ooh, okay.
Right there on 407.
I was going to guess Cracker Barrel.
Well, if it was just me eating, then yeah, probably Cracker Barrel. But I think the kids are all, I think they're Cracker Barreled out.
All sick and tired of the Cracker Barrel.
I think they've had enough of the barrel.
I can never get tired of the barrel.
We go to camp during the summer. It's usually one stop on the way and another stop on the way back. And
they got a big menu though, so you can try different things.
That's what I say.
Hey, they get you too. They got that little shop out in the lobby too. They get you. They know how to get you. They know how to open your wallet more than once.
Cracker Barrel. So anyway, we've watched quite a bit. I feel like I know them. That don't make it any easier, other than except maybe you think you might know what they're going to try to do to you. Stopping it's something totally different. So they play multiple defenses. They have a very patient team that, you got multiple scores. They got several kids that can hurt you. They like to play off the bounce. They can also beat you from behind the arc. So it's going to be a very tough environment. We've actually been in it before. What was that, 23? Mm-hmm. I think in 23 we had to go play. Ago. So
that was the nasty 9.
We got one player that played there before, and it's Ella. She was a freshman on that team. So nobody else has ever been there and experienced that. So I think maybe if we can withstand an early storm, if you can kind of weather that atmosphere there and settle into the game, I hope we can be competitive and give ourselves a chance to win. We'll go find out.
Was that the wardrobe tomorrow night?
No, that's what I wore
Okay.
Wednesday night. I ain't took it home yet. I forgot it.
How do you pick out what wardrobe you're going to wear before a game? What's the...
Depends on kind of what the team's wearing. You know, if we're wearing our road gear, it's black. So I'll try to wear something dark. Some you know, maybe like one of my dark green shirts or a black shirt.
You wear white.
I got black pants and gray pants. Yeah, if we play at home and we're wearing white, sometimes I'll go with a green shirt. I got some light color, almost white pants, kind of like off white. Or then I'll wear some khakis with a white shirt or something like that. You know. So
When is the last time you all have worn green?
At jerseys?
Yeah.
These new black uniforms are 2 years old.
Okay, so it's been...
That 23 team. No, 24.
24.
24
That would have
wore
been...
green. 25 and 26. Those two teams wore
Haley
black.
and Heidi senior
Haley and
year
Heidi.
would have been the last time you wore green?
Yep. And the plan
Okay.
is these green ones, and I do all the laundry. Most of that is because of fear that kids will take it home and either lose it or destroy it.
Throw it in the dryer. And it
Yeah,
gets ripped
something.
up.
You can actually do that to these though. They're sublimated. You know how if you run your hand across that shirt, you can feel that design.
Mm-hmm. Those
Our
aren't like
jerseys,
that.
you can do whatever you want to.
And
You
it's
can't.
on the...
You can't feel it. Yeah,
I guess fabric.
It's in the
Yeah.
fabric, so you can actually dry those. But I try not to, just in case. I mean, if we're in a mess and we're in a hurry and they have to be dried quickly, but most of the time I just let them hang dry. So the plan is, if those black ones hold up for 2 more years, then when it's our turn to get uniforms again here in a couple years, I'll get a new set of white. You can't help the white get dingy on you. About 4 years is the max on those.
So it'll be a while before we see green again.
No, we'll get new green ones. We're gonna get white and green next time, and then.
Oh,
hopefully
okay. I thought
can
you were
use-
saying you're just getting one the next time.
No, we'll get both sets,
Okay.
but I'll probably get white and then get green for road games, and then we'll have the black that we can still use as well as an alternative deal where, and that comes in handy if you're in a tournament where you're playing back to back. You have the road jerseys on. You can bring both sets and not have to worry about getting your laundry all done.
I would say you need to bring the green back at home sometime just for a special occasion, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
Don't want to start out the game without the ball.
No, that's true, Tyler.
I guess that's all we got to talk about.
Well, we could talk about a lot of stuff, but we're not going to.
We
These
could,
poor
but
people-
we've went over an hour once again.
That ain't on me. I think I kept mine pretty short this time. I think I've done okay. And Matt, I'm glad he got a
I'm
chance
glad,
to talk about all them kids. I'll say this. Now I should have said it while he was here, but the bell
I thought
rang.
about asking you about
Yeah.
Matt's first year, but I
Well, maybe
looked
you
down.
reckon he'll watch it. The whole.
Hopefully somebody does and tells him.
Well,
but it was 1:30 on the dot whenever I was
Yeah.
going to ask you, and that's his class time, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to take him away from him.
I can say this. I thought he did a phenomenal job this year. Phenomenal. I know it didn't start out the way that he wanted to. Not only did it not start right, the timing of when he got the job was difficult.
July?
He got it in July. Well, your camps are over.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know he got in here in July. You're still allowed to practice in July. You just have to do your 10 days of competition in the month of June before dead period. So he comes in July, but then you've also got your football kids that have started out there. So he gets such a late start. And, you know, I think he met with them kids and he was like, look, I've thought about it. I could do all this stuff that I want to do, and we're going to spend probably half the year or more, you know, figuring out, A, will it work? B, are you, you know, buying into it? So he makes the decision to just, you know, maybe do most of the stuff they've been doing and then add a little along the way and make it his own. And it wasn't the greatest way to get started. Now, I will say it helped him having them older kids. He had 4 that had been through a lot of big games. But, you know, early in the year, defensively, it was easy to score on them boys. And, you know, they don't have a real tall kid that's a rim protector. We got some quicker kids that can get out there and maybe put a little pressure on the ball, but we were really outsized at a lot of positions, and you're trying to establish an identity, and I feel like they did a good job of teaching man-to-man principles, though we may not have been great at it early. Well, then later in the year, after you've got all of your terminology put in and Then they can start manipulating, they can start game planning. And I thought, man, they were just so well prepared down there at Cosby. I think they ran a little backdoor set, and the kid from Cosby's calling it as they're coming up the floor, and he's got Thomas guarding the Cruz kid, and Thomas is turning around telling the rest of the players what's getting ready to happen. They try to throw that backdoor pass, and it's almost like we let them cut backdoor just to think it was going to be open, and then somebody from the weak side just came over, knew where they were going to be passing it, and just stepped right in front of it. So, I mean, that's a testament to him. And I'll say this, and I never have told him this yet. I hope he goes back and watches this. But we don't see each other much during the school day. My playing period's 4th, and he has class. His playing period, I think, is third, and that's when I'm on lunch duty. So, we might see each other for a few minutes after school. But I heard something one day in practice, and it impressed me so much. He said, now, boys, when you ran this play last year, I went back and looked. And Lawson would do this, and Lance would do this. But now when I watch us do it, our timing is off, or maybe it was something about a screening angle, or somebody was going too soon to do something. And I thought, hold up, man. You mean you're going back and watching film from last year so that you can see these same sets that you're running, and now you're looking at it this year and seeing what you're doing right? You know what that's called? Hard work. That's trying to, you got a problem and you're trying to fix it, and you're exhausting all of your resources to get it fixed. And anybody that, I think it's obvious he cares. He went to school here, loves his school, loves basketball, so he cares about it, and then he's going to work at it. All right, when you find somebody that's passionate, and then they'll put a little, willpower behind their passion, that's a recipe for success. So it's not a surprise to me. He said, some people may be surprised that we knocked off Cosby, that we took you naked overtime. Don't surprise me a bit. I think he had a great year, and I'm proud of him and those boys. And, how many situations have you seen go the other way, where you've got a big group of seniors and there's a coaching change? Or, we used to do it this way. Or, I had these plans going into my senior year, now this has happened. And I've seen that go bad. Not at our school necessarily, but in other places. I think you see it at the college level a lot when there's a coaching change. We got issues going on right now that coaches, players are just frustrated. You think they're just ready to kind of pack in and be done, and those kids were not ready for it to be done. So hats off to the boys. I enjoyed watching them get better all year long. Wish them the best. Those seniors that are leaving, I wish them the best moving forward, whatever they're doing. And I think sky's the limit for Coach Weems there.
Hey,
That's all I gotta say
tomorrow
about
night.
that.
It'll be up tonight, so if you got the opportunity Saturday night, tomorrow night, go up to watch North Greene play Oneida.
Saturday.
Copyright.
Saturday.
Copyright.
Saturday.
I'm just kidding.
Saturday night's alright.
I don't think I can get trademarked. You can sing it, I just don't think you can have the actual jingle.
Okay.
I really don't know how this stuff works.
I don't either.
I just know not to play the actual
Here's
song.
what I do know. Allen Iverson writes real good songs
He does.
for everybody. Any genre.
MVP, All-Star, All-NBA, songwriter. He can do it all.
It's amazing.
Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Oneida, Huskies, Indians, Sub-State, chance to go to the state tournament on the line. Be there, be square. If not, hop on X, formerly known as Twitter. Tate Russell will have all the updates for you. That's all we got. All right.
Bye.
Thank y'all for watching this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company BNW Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.